International initiative called IADC, International Space Debris Coordination Group. Yeah, this group works with all the spacefaring nations. We call it spacefaring nations. Those nations that have capability of launching objects to outer space and could be creating space debris. We have just heard, I think 3 days ago, there's a fragmentation of a geostationary telecommunications satellite.
Intelsat 38.
That was manufactured by the Americans.
By Boeing.
Yeah. That was fragmented, so it exploded. So that created many space debris in a single time. So we have to consider, as Professor Yang mentioned about the passivation stage, which is to ventilate the tanks, the batteries, and everything that has explosive, after radiation of the sun. That can, make it to a single object rather than hundreds and thousands of space debris. And also we have efforts in the international community. We're using the commercial sectors to capture, to capture some of the space debris and collect them and bring it back to Earth, or combust them during the process, so that we can clean up the space environment. And this is very important initiative, international collaborations for all nations who are launching space objects to outer space. Passivations, conservation of the end of life of satellites and space objects, safe re-entry into Earth, and also a clean up of the space debris in the coming future with new technologies that is still evolving.
I mean, that's fascinating to think about. We talk so much about environmental protection, and space is really becoming a part of our bigger, wider human environment, isn't it? And protecting it.
Yes, and there's another thing that needs to mention, which is the number of satellites launched into orbit, that they have, collision risks in the future. So there's also what we call a space traffic management, rather than what we have now have air traffic management to avoid the aircraft colliding. But now we're talking about space traffic management, how to design your orbit in such a way that ensure the safety of all.